Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I bid to our respected lecturer, Dr. Nurul Faraain binti Muhammad, and in this video, me and my team members from Group M will be presenting about the some calculations that we made based on a logistic equation on these two fish, which is the red one, the garnet fish, and the gray one is the grenadier fish. And this is our team members, consist of Amira Nadira, me, Nur Shafalina, Siti Hajar, and Wan Fatini. And I will start with the introduction. And firstly, we go to the background of the logistic equation, like where does it come from? So it is actually proposed by a Belgian mathematician known as Pierre Francois Verhulst in 1838 as a possible solution to the Malthusian exponential growth dilemma in the first half of 19th century. Then in the early 20th century, the American biologist Raymond Pearl and his followers rediscovered it and imposed it to biologists as a simple model of population self-regulation. Then we go to the objective of the study, and firstly it is to compute the values of product determined for biomass, cells, lactic acid and acetic acid from the skin, head and whole individual of garnet and grenadier fish respectively using the logistic equation. Second objective is to establish the answer for the data using equation through manual calculation, then plot the graph of the growth curve using the Python program. Lastly, to investigate the growth and metabolites production.
Mathematical formulation. I will tell you about the literature review and the application of the logistic equation. For the literature review, it describes the self-limiting growth of the biological population. It is a first-order differential equation. Then, the logistic equation describes the growth of a population is limited by a carrying capacity of K. Thus, the growth rate decreases linearly with the size assumed for the logistic equation. The equation of the population growth is mentioned at the slide by the Voltaire 1928. It will be expressed to simple mathematical formulation at the slide. For the applications, it is used in many scientific fields such as ecology, chemistry, population dynamism, mathematical psychology, political science, geoscience, statistics, economics, and sociology. For example, in medicine, it is used to model the growth of tumors or to study the reaction of pharmacokinetics, where dt is the size of the tumor at time t. For this mini project, we use the equation is mentioned at the current rectangle shape, which are P is the product determining X biomass, G cells, L lactic acid, and A acetic acid. From the equation, Pm is the value of maximum production of the product, nu P is the maximum production rate, and the lambda P is the product length.
For results and discussion, in Table 1 and Table 2 has shown results for both manual calculation and computer-aided calculation for sample whole individual of garnet, and the highest growth rate is product determined of cells G, and the slowest growth rate is product determined of acetic acid A. Next, Table 3 and Table 4 are results for manual calculation and computer-aided calculation for whole individual of grenadier respectively, with the highest growth rate is product determined of cells G, and the slowest growth rate is product determined of acetic acid A. From these four tables, it can be concluded that both approach solutions are verified since the results are almost identical, with the only differences is the computer-aided are more accurate with more decimal places. Then, a graph for each sample against time are drawn to show and compare the growth rate of each sample for all the product determined using Python program.
My name is Wan Fatini binti Muhammad and I will proceed with the conclusion and recommendation. So, we managed to investigate the growth and the synthesis of metabolites for 4 lactic acid bacteria of probiotic. Next, we'll be able to plot the graph of the growth curve by using Python. Lastly, logistic equations can be used widely as they often provide significantly more practical models than exponential ones. That's all from us, Group M. Thank you.